This is Up for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friend Kim.
Hello.
And Tracy.
Hi.
Hello again, everyone. Good to be back with you. Today on Up for Grabs, we are going to discuss dreams. Now, I'm talking about the dreams when you're sleeping, not like I dream
so
of
I'm not here to
Genie.
talk about how I wanted to be a movie star?
Correct. Unless that was in one of your
It was not. It was in my waking moments.
In your waking moment. No.
That is not what we're discussing.
Well, now all of your preparation has been for naught. I'm so sorry.
Darn it.
Yes. No, we're talking about dreams, meaning not like my dream job is, but an actual dream whilst we were sleeping. Pop question. First song you think of that has dream in the title?
Dreamweaver.
Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Isn't that what that's called?
Are you going to have to sing it?
No.
Come on.
Wasn't there a really popular like TikTok or whatever with the guy like
On the skateboard with the ocean spray juice?
Yes.
Is that Dreams?
I don't know.
It was, I believe.
Is
Okay.
it Dreamweaver?
Or Dreamweaver or
I was going to say Dream On by Aerosmith.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Or
that right there shows our different classifications of music, like what we listen to.
Dreamweaver.
does
I do like
Anne
Dreamweaver.
Murray not have...
Daydream Believer? Yeah, she does.
I thought that was the Monkees.
No, I think
It was the monkey. Okay, Anne did it too. How dare you?
She did. There's a Family Guy episode
Yes.
where Stewie
He's
has a crush
obsessed
on
with
Anne
her.
Murray, and
I
she
know.
sings that song.
I know. And it's
Wow.
wonderful.
That was back there way far in my head.
Don't just give it to the monkeys when Anne did it and did it
Did
better.
she do it first?
I will have to look at that.
I know. I don't know.
That's
I
controversial.
bet you the monkeys did it first, but
Really? You think the monkeys did anything first?
Haven't they been around longer?
They're adorable. Well, 60s, 70s?
I guess
mean,
probably
kind of
around
her
the same
wheelhouse
time.
too.
I think. All right. Maybe monkeys said it first, but she did it better.
Well, and the other one I thought of right away was "Sweet Dreams Are Made of These."
Yeah.
Which that video used to scare me.
I don't remember it.
It's when Annie Lennox had really super short, bright red hair.
She just always kind of scared me.
Yeah, because she could kick your ass.
Now she wouldn't in the day and age we live in, but back then that was
edgy.
yeah, it was edgy.
Okay. That was just me being curious because I, for some reason, first thing went there. I'm like, there's so many songs that have dreams in the title. And then I was trying to think.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just me being old. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, and other than dreams, today we'll also have Kim's pop culture roundup.
Okay.
And we will reveal my book selection for our next book club pick.
I didn't even know that was happening today.
There's all sorts of surprises going on.
It's like a potpourri. We're really up for grabs today.
Yes.
We're living up to our name. Okay, so
Oh, wait, can I interrupt? Speaking of potpourri,
Please.
I did take the online Jeopardy test this week, so I'll let you know if I get on Jeopardy. Probably won't, but I'll let you know.
do you do that at like Jeopardy.com?
Yes.
Wow.
And is it timed?
Yes. It's 50 questions. Each question you have 15 seconds to answer.
Do you have to type out an answer?
Yes.
What if you don't know how to spell what you're doing?
I don't know that answer because there were a couple that was questionable. But there's often a potpourri category on Jeopardy, and that's why I said that. So.
Potpourri is usually probably where you excel.
Okay, I feel
'Cause
like
you have a lot of
you're
random.
saying I'm scattered.
No, I'm just saying that you seem to know a little bit about everything, and that's potpourri.
That is true. Zach and I usually watch it together, and like on the phone or whatever, because he doesn't live with me right now. So if they ever had a parent-child, we would win because he his history and all those things that I have no knowledge of, like history.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Geography, idiot.
Oh, geography is.
But he knows those. So anyway,
Well, I like that idea. This is off topic, but have you seen the previews for the show? It's like a game show where they pair a kid with an old person doing trivia. So the host, the thing that I saw on TV was a kid and a grandma were standing there, and the host said, "Ask the grandma, what does the K in K-pop stand for?" And of course, the kid's sitting there duh. And I think she said kangaroo. I don't know. She said something stupid that wasn't the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that would be fun to see the generational gap of it all.
I just think it's making fun of how old people don't know anything.
And I'm here for that as well.
And it's also showing kids that don't know anything about history. Like it's going to
Absolutely.
It can go both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop. So that's just a show that's going to be on television that I'm not going to watch. I don't know why I brought it up, but I just
Okay.
thought it was an interesting premise. Okay. So back to dreams. So are you of the camp of people that usually remember their dreams?
I wouldn't say usually, but frequently.
Frequently. Kim?
Hit or miss. Yeah, half and half, I guess.
Okay. Because I don't remember my dreams usually, unless it's one that I have all the time. And then I'll wake up and say, oh, I had that dream again. But if you would ask me every day, hey, specifically what happened in your dream, there is a very little chance that I can tell you.
Well, I've read that you typically, especially if you get into the deep sleep, if you're a deep sleeper, that people dream every single night. And it's just that the majority of them we do not remember. You don't.
And when I do remember them, sometimes they're really weird and interesting and whatever. So it kind of makes me sad that I can't.
Yeah.
See, mine are not interesting. Most of my dreams, like almost every day, someone wakes me up with a phone call, like before my alarm goes off or whatever. Like I often get woken up by a phone call. And I feel like the minute that happens, I'm mad that they interrupted my dream, which was only kind of how my day was going to go. Like it had to do with what I had to do that day. And dreams are hard to explain, so it doesn't make sense rationally, but I would be dreaming about my day and how it was going to go. And then when the phone rings are interrupted, I'm mad because I don't know how my day is going to go. That probably has to do with like a fear of the unknown or something, but that's like almost every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I just know that like for all the times I wake up and don't remember what I dreamt about, my sister is the opposite, to the point that I fell for this once and never again when she'd say, oh my gosh, I had the weirdest dream last night. Do you want to hear about it? And I said, yes. And like a half an hour later, she
remembered every detail.
She remembered every detail. It was bizarre and time jumping and weird
Scary?
and boring. No. And I was like, oh my God. Next time you ask me, do I want to hear about your dream? So we have a joke about that.
But she like really meant it when she was saying it, like it mattered, right?
Yes. Like
that's how I am. If
every
I'm
day.
explaining it, like it seems so horrible. Even it was, I spilled my drink, and no, that didn't really happen. But I'm just saying, like something that menial. But in your dream, it seemed catastrophic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Well, I was talking to Liz last night. I told her that we were going to be doing the podcast on dreams, and we got a chuckle out of that because she's like, do you want me to call in and tell you what I dreamt last night? And I'm like, we don't have enough time for that. And we laughed. And I said, she goes, well, how many times? And she made it seem like she goes, well, like how many times do you dream about like our old house, like the house we grew up in? Like how often is that in your dreams? And I'm like, it maybe has been in my dream. I'm 52. I've dreamt about our old house maybe twice. I told her, I'm like, I remember dreaming that, we drive by it to see how it looks. And she's like, oh no, just last week, she's like, I dream about our old house like once a week. And we go in and they've redone it. And like a lot of things. I'm like, wow, that has to mean something.
I mean, it has, I don't know, very nostalgic. Like, does she miss the old days?
She's a very nostalgic person. She's one of the people that, keeps a lot of things, a lot of memorabilia. Like she has a whole closet full of things that she won't let me get near because she knows that I'll purge it out of, high school stuff.
Yeah, my husband's Joe was.
Yeah. And I get that it's fun to look at every once in a while, and I get keeping some, but she knows that I don't really understand.
Okay, you and my
keeping
sister
of all.
baby are the same. Like if you needed somebody to come clean out your closet, you'd call her because I can't do it effectively. I'm like your sister.
And we look, I was like, well, Elizabeth, what'd you keep? I mean, she has textbooks. She has
I'm a
notebooks.
purger.
She
I'm
has,
not
Oh, well, that's a little bizarre, but okay.
So
but
does Joe.
I'm not even mad at that, though.
Joe has high school, college notebooks.
like programs from sporting events.
Oh yeah, Joe, yep.
She wasn't an athlete, just FYI. But
Oh,
so,
wait, that's random then. Okay.
like sporting events that she went to, she kept programs or pictures or it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And I would love to go through it and really find the things that truly
Mattered.
have a real meaning with her and offer to do that, and so she can put it on display as opposed to in a box in the garage. You know what I mean? But I digress. Poor Liz. That'll be a different podcast. We'll make her come over and be on. But to give you an example, like last night, maybe it's just because I had talked to her and it was right before I was going to go to bed, and I knew we were going to talk about dreams. So I'm like, maybe more like in the front of my mind, I need to remember what's going on. So I did remember when I woke up. I don't remember the circumstance, but for some reason my dream had to do with some weird like reality show type game. Like I was on a team with somebody and Axl Rose was on my team.
Do you think about it? Do you think back to your day? Like, did you hear "Sweet Child of Mine" yesterday?
No.
Or did something like spark?
Yes.
Why you would have dreamt about
I
him?
was scrolling through Facebook yesterday and saw an article saying that their last show, and I'm forgetting where it was, but it was an article about how horrible his vocals were.
Yeah.
And how people were mad, wanting their money back because they paid a lot for their ticket and he was horrible.
Yeah, he's gotten fat, I think. Me calling someone fat, but I don't even care. But
He's
yeah.
puffy. Yeah, he's puffy.
Puffy.
Hard living.
So yes, so he was in my dream last night. That's all I can tell you. I won't bore you with the rest because I can't remember the rest, but I remember thinking, well, what's he doing here?
All right. I have the only reoccurring dream that I know that comes to mind is of my teeth being loose.
Yes.
And that is a very common dream.
It's a very common
I didn't
dream.
know that. And I looked it up one time because I had had it several times and I thought I was having dental issues, which apparently it kind of can be that, like your mind telling you to get it checked. But it has more to do with anxiety, vulnerability, or self-doubt.
Yeah, I have that dream a lot.
Yeah.
That was because I've had them both that where like my teeth were loose, but then also like that my tooth came out,
Mine too.
which I don't know, maybe in the interpretation, like it's like over the top fear and anxiety when the tooth actually comes out. But that's a dream that
Truth comes out. What? I don't know.
What?
I just heard it when you said it. The truth comes out. The tooth comes out. I don't know. What are you hiding, Rachel?
Oh my
Tell
gosh.
us.
And now I'm going to tell you what I've been hiding all these years. No, but I was going to say that dream of having a tooth loose and come out, that was one that, to me, have you ever had a dream that is so real and vivid that when you wake up, you have to try to remember if, like, did that really happen? Or, like, I checked my teeth.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've had dreams like that before.
That is also a note that I took where you can't shake your dream
yes.
the next morning. Sometimes I don't remember it. I just remember being upset
Yes.
Yeah.
and I can't shake it. Like if I'm mad at someone or if I'm scared or sad, or it's usually something like one of those
Well,
emotions.
it's some type of, you must have had a traumatic dream, like
Yeah.
somebody died or somebody
But you
was
just can't
injured.
shake the feeling.
yeah.
But I don't have any clue like what it could have been about.
Yeah.
Or, like, have you ever woken up from a night's sleep and similar to this, but just felt exhausted?
Oh.
Like emotionally exhausted, like either you had been crying in your dream or like it, like I've woken up before and just felt wrung out. Like I was done and I was supposed to feel rested. It was time to get up and go.
Or so wake up in the middle of whatever kind of dream I was having with that whole fight or flight sensation throughout your whole body.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never had that.
You've never woken up in a
Panic.
anxiety or panic. That's most of my dreams.
Yeah.
Like you actually wake up.
Oh yeah, I wake up and I'm like, and my whole entire body feels that weird. And sometimes I'll know I had a bad dream, but other times I have no idea what it is, and then I throw myself into more of a panic because I'm like, well, I just woke up and something must be wrong. And I'm an anxious person, so I just
So that's happened to you. Like you've
Yes.
actually woken yourself up.
oh
Yeah.
Most of my dreams are like that.
Oh God.
And maybe it's because I watch too much true crime. I don't know.
My heartbeat is regularly racing when I wake up like that. Like, I mean, you could take your pulse and
Absolutely.
it would be crazy off the charts. Yeah.
Huh.
And not to TMI, but I tend to have those dreams when I'm hormonal. That's when I dream the most vivid, dream the most, and they are anxiety induced. So I kind of just blame it on
The
that
hormones.
kind of, hormones.
I blame everything on hormones.
Well, yeah.
I'm good with that, including my mustache. I have one dream that I've had since I was a kid that will come about every now and then. Don't know what it means. And I almost hate to disclose it because it might mean something embarrassing. I don't know. But it's like I'm running and then I'm off the ground, but I continue to run without touching the ground. My feet keep going, like in the air.
Like Scooby-Doo?
Like through a room. Like if you'd see a long jumper,
Yeah.
but then like you can just keep going. And as long as you keep
Moving.
moving one at that pace or at that rhythm, you stay in the air.
I swear on everything precious to me, that is one of my reoccurring dreams.
What on earth does it mean? I'm afraid to look it up.
And mine is that I can elevate myself.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
that
Yes.
I have this thing where and I can I feel like I know what I'm doing. Like I'm moving my arms and I'm getting myself up and
That's what I do. It's like you're
That-
flying and people look and you're like, here I
it's
go.
got to mean something because that is absolutely one of my reoccurring
Okay, I
dreams.
wish we were videotaping right now because the way you're looking at me and the way I'm looking at you is
I'm just
like,
stunned because I really thought that was a weird
yeah.
like why would like I'm running and I can't get my footing on the ground but I swear I
Some
don't
days I can't even lift my foot enough to get it up a step. So the fact that I
Yeah,
think
and I'm
I
not
can
a
lift
runner,
my
so-
feet and go through the air and through a room, like through whatever.
I can't believe that is okay. Now we're gonna have to do some research
Now,
because
is that similar feeling to flying?
No,
No.
it's different. But it's still a freedom. It's just a movement. I don't
no,
know.
because it's not like I'm flying. No, that is weird. I'm kind of a little bit shocked,
Yeah.
speechless. That's weird.
You guys are haunting each other in your dreams. Well, now we'll look that up. Because I was going to say, because I think I've seen things, here's what it means if you fly in your dreams, but that's not flying.
It's not. It's
It's kind of
walking on
running or
air?
moving.
I have a stereotypical reoccurring dream, and I don't know. I don't know if you guys, but that you lose your schedule on your
Yes.
first day of high school, and you don't know where the hell you're going.
Yes.
And like I always feel like I needed to print it out and I needed to like put it in a folder and then I needed to put it somewhere else. And I don't know if that's during times where you feel like your life's out of control a little bit or whatever, but that is a reoccurring. And then back to what you were saying about your sister saying that she always dreams about her house. I'm pretty nostalgic as far as at night, especially. I had read this somewhere to help with anxiety, that if you go to sleep and you think about things that bring you peace and comfort, like when you were little or when your grandparents came over. So I'm nostalgic that way. But most of my dreams, whether it's a scary dream, whether it's somebody visiting me in my dream, always occur at the house I grew up in. It's never where I presently live. So I'm a big scary dreamer because I watch scary things and it's always at the house I grew up in.
Really?
If I have memories of like my kids being little or hanging out with my parents or my grandparents, it's always there. It's never in my present house, which I find real. I don't know. Maybe that's just because that's where the core
Right. That's where.
of my growing up was and where I felt this like the most nostalgia, safe,
Right.
whatever, but it's always there.
Huh. Are you looking up the walking?
I am, but I'm not going to read it out loud right now.
Okay. But what did you
Great,
look?
we're weirdos.
What did you Google?
There definitely are things. I Googled dreams about running in air.
Running in air.
And it's in the Dreams Dictionary. 'Cause
Okay, well,
apparently that came up on my thing.
Oh, we'll have to address that.
I will tell you, part of it has to do with anxiety for unknown situations and decisions.
Oh, well, that is me to a T.
There's some other things in there, but that's one of the
But it actually
things.
kind of seems like it would be kind of a joyous and freeing thing. So I'm surprised. It
Yeah,
has to
I
do
would
with-
not have picked that as an anxious.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know why I've never really even thought about looking it up. I just thought that is a really weird dream that I have, but that's quirky that,
I mean, I can remember having it as a kid.
yeah.
I'm switching subjects now, but remembering something as a kid. Alex my daughter recently told me that she was having some sleep paralysis. And like my head turned on a swivel because I had it at her age.
Oh, I had it at that age. My son, Jack, has it.
See, I didn't even know other people had it. I never talked about it to people. But I can remember being like in my dorm room asleep, and it was always a daytime nap.
It's almost like when you're in between.
For me and for her.
In between sleep and wake.
Yeah. And people would come in the room and I wanted so badly for them to wake me up so that I could go about my stuff. But they didn't know, and I didn't have any way to tell them. And I felt like I could hear them, see them. I knew what was going on in the room, and I could recall it later to them.
Yeah,
I knew, but I was asleep, but I wasn't. And she said that she was having it, and she's like, I've got to quit napping because I have this sleep paralysis. And I was like, what? Like I didn't even know other people had it. But I think it has to do a lot with sleep deprivation.
Yeah, and it happens mostly when you nap,
so you would
too.
nap, so
Yeah.
that would make sense. That you're just not enough, but interesting.
Yeah.
Is that, I'm going to ask questions because this only happened to me once and it was at that age and it was a nap. Is it the feeling that you're awake in your mind and you want to wake up and get up and go, but you can't?
Yes.
Your arms and legs feel like they weigh 1,000 pounds, and
Like you
can't
cannot
them.
move.
That happened to me once and it was,
Terrifying.
It is terrifying.
yes.
It's terrifying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And I had a doctor tell me one time when I was described that that's what it is. It's very common, like in your teenage years and your formative years. And it's just, some people do it and some people don't.
Well, it only happened to me once,
Jack is
but-
definitely one that does it.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was scary. Kim, I'm glad that you said your recurring dream is my recurring dream because the only dream that I remember is, and I'll have it at least once a month. Mine is that it's the night before classes start in college and I can't find my schedule.
Yeah.
And there's no one I can call. And what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. And then my other one is like, I can remember part of my schedule and I'm on campus and I'm walking around and I know I have another class, but I can't remember what it is or where it is.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
And I put it in a folder and I wasn't going to be fooled. And then I go look in the folder and it's not there. And I'm like, now what do I do? But the only other variation on that, which I think this is the worst one, is I wake up, I'm at school, it's exam week, and I realized I had forgotten to go to one of my classes the whole semester.
Okay, that actually did happen to me. I didn't necessarily forget air quotes,
That's
but
mine
I didn't
too.
go.
No, I have that too.
Like
Where it's a class that you
what am I
never
gonna-
went to for whatever reason.
I forgot. And I have, how am I going to, I need to go talk to the professor and how am I going to salvage this and what's going to happen? I wake up and I'm exhausted. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think every time I look up something about what a dream means, it means that I'm fearful of something. Fear
All
is,
dreams lead back to fear, probably.
Probably.
I just made that up and said it like it was a fact.
we're Freud now.
Yes. I think they do. One oddity that I'll mention, since I mentioned about Alex, is Sam sleeps like a baby. So I'll just say that. I don't even know if she dreams, but
Yeah.
she sleeps, wakes up, looks confused if you wake her up, like doesn't know what day
Just
it
a
is,
very
what time
deep
it is. She's
sleeper.
out. Yeah. Zachary, because of his brain injury, rarely reaches REM sleep, not even every night, which is normally when people dream. There are other times that you can dream. Before they thought it was only during REM, but I think now they know that there are other times that you can dream, kind of. But I just think that's interesting that
Yeah,
he doesn't.
it is. That is
his brain
interesting.
doesn't allow that to happen hardly ever.
Okay.
So he's tired a lot.
Yeah.
And doesn't sleep a lot, but just weird. Sleeps weird.
It is
Yeah,
weird.
it is weird.
Have you ever had a dream that you thought was real? Like when you woke up, you thought, oh my gosh, wait a minute, did that really happen? Other than my teeth coming out.
I'm trying to think. I know that I have, but I feel like I can't come up with a.
I think mine kind of revolve around, and maybe it's like, mine's always kind of like a diagnosis of some sort. Like maybe my mammogram's coming up, you know,
Right.
and that there's a diagnosis that, that you had cancer or something, and you kind of wake up. Like those are kind of dreams that stick with me because then I'm like, is that my intuition telling me something?
Yeah.
Is something bad going to happen? Those kind of things where you kind of it just sticks with you and you're like, God, yeah, they feel very real when you wake up.
I've had dreams where like I've had an argument with someone, like a real falling out, and it was like an emotional, exhausting type thing. And I'd wake up and I think, are we on the outs?
We really are. I'm really mad at you.
It was you.
Okay.
But it was so vivid that I had to think for a second.
Yeah.
Like,
did you have that fight?
Yeah.
Did you have,
we didn't. Kim brought this up when we were first discussing having this as a topic, and I wanted to see what Tracy had to say about this as well. Do you ever see or get visits from people that have died in your dreams?
I don't think so.
Now that surprises me.
Me too.
Yeah.
We both said yesterday when we were talking about it, Tracy
Right.
will have all kinds of things because I feel like that of the three of us, you're the most in touch with the other realm or
Yeah.
your intuition. I really would have
But
thought.
I think it's because I feel like they're there during the daytime. Like, I don't know that. Like, there are times that I really feel like I have like internal conversations with someone. Like, I'm not saying it out loud, but I am forming questions and getting answers.
Huh.
So
no need to dream.
Yeah, so no
No
need to dream it.
Kim?
I do. Specifically my grandmas. I had close relationships with both of them and I think about them a lot. That's part of my like calming myself down at night, just nostalgia. But both after they passed, I would have reoccurring dreams about them.
right.
And I mean like my father-in-law, I've had dreams about him. I do. And
They're not distressing, right?
They aren't. No, they're not distressing. And it's almost like they're there and I'm the only one that's aware that they are there. And then I wake up and think they're okay. Like that kind of thing. No, they're comforting dreams. I know when my grandpa passed away when I was like 12 and I would tell my mom, not really thinking anything of it, my God, grandpa, and my mom was really jealous, like upset. Like I've never dreamt about him. I've never, like she hated that he, that he came in. I don't know. Do you believe that people that's kind of a way of, or is it just memory based?
I don't know. I don't know. Cause I really let go when people die. Like, and I know that sounds weird. Like I say that I occasionally talk to them, like, cause both of my parents are gone.
Yeah.
All of my grandparents, a couple of my brothers-in-law. I don't talk to them all regularly. Like, I believe that, I don't know what I believe as far as if there's something else or whatever, but I loved them when they were here. I don't know that they could do anything for me, so I don't feel like I talk to them a lot on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like they're gone. And I'm okay with that. Like
Maybe you think that's your defense mechanism to not be
possibly.
in a state of grief a
yeah,
lot?
that definitely could be it.
Yeah.
Because like I know, like Alex, she just comes to mind, but she's really banking on seeing my mom on the other side, and
She's banking.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing.
No, I don't think anybody knows. I think like
I don't even know if I think that's a thing.
I know.
but I definitely tell her. Yeah, you'll see Grandma.
yeah.
If you're listening, Alex, it's true.
Oh no, we've just crushed her.
Yeah, no, no, I don't know anything. So
I wouldn't say that I'd get like visits in terms of like chit chats with people that have passed. I've had dreams, not very often that I remember, but maybe some of the people in my family that have passed have been in the dream, like in a sea full of people. They'd be standing there. It wasn't that we never spoke to each other, but I'd scan a room and there's Grandma. What? And it wasn't like I walked up and we weren't at a party or anything. I wasn't walking up and chatting with her, but it was one of those things that in the dream, when I see them, I think, oh my gosh, I want to talk.
Yeah.
I gotta remember to go over.
say hi.
I'm so surprised they're here. And yeah, I better go say hi. And then of course it's a dream. And then I'm like in my grade school gym playing dodgeball. I don't know. My dreams are stupid. Okay. Was there any dream that you've had? And I only remember one from when I was a kid, that it's just either weird or funny or crazy that you remember just because it made for a funny story?
I don't think so.
Okay, mine. I'll tell mine. I think it was like in second grade, and I had a dream that I was helping the Hardy Boys solve a mystery, and Parker Stevenson was so impressed with my
Yes.
detective skills that like he wanted to go out with me.
That sounds totally reasonable to me. Nancy Drew. Yes, it does.
It was back when that was very popular.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
And he was adorable.
He was.
I did not love Sean Cassidy as much as I loved Parker Stevenson.
I didn't either. Most of the heartthrobs like that I didn't love that other people loved. But anyway.
So yeah, that's the one dream that I remember having. And I remember waking up and thinking it was funny and telling everybody about it. And it was a big hit at the breakfast table. Okay.
That's funny. No, I don't. I do have dreams. I feel dumb sharing it, but I do have dreams, and it's always singers because I think that's where I'm more into the music celebrity than I am like acting celebrity, where I will have very vivid conversations because I just want to pick people's brains. And these are my people. I've had to sit down with James Taylor before. I've had to sit down with Paul McCartney. I've had to sit down with Harry Connick Jr. where like I'm in a setting where I can ask them all sorts of questions and listen to them sing and hear them sing. And I mean, and then I've had situations where only because my girls are obsessed with them, like Shawn Mendes, Harry Styles, that type of thing, where I'm in a situation where I'm at some type of social event that they're there and I want to get a picture and an autograph because I want to show my girl. Like, I don't know. Those are like my corny dreams.
Well, on the ones you said corny, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know why I said corny. I just think that those are just kind of like,
well, like when you're asking them questions, are you like in the role as like a journalist? Or are you just like a fun fan that just...
It's almost like we're friends.
Yes.
Like I don't know. I love James Taylor, but one of the ones was just like picking his brain about things like, you know, I don't know. It's weird. And I just think because that really interests me. I think people that are like legends like that, like their brain works different.
Yes.
And I just think they're the coolest people. Anybody that can write songs and play music to me is like,
I get that.
Can I name drop?
Oh Lord, I was waiting for my pop culture segment for you to name drop.
Okay,
Name
I
drop
can
now.
wait. I'm
No,
sure-
no,
I
go
know.
ahead. I want to know.
I do know the fiddle player in James Taylor's band.
Okay.
There's a fiddle player?
It's a female fiddle player, background singer.
Yeah, I know exactly
And
who you're talking about.
You do. Andrea Son is her name, and her son has the same condition as Zach. So we have talked a little bit about that. But
Yes, he does have. He's
Back in the
had
day.
pretty much, you know, the same core people
Yes.
for years. Wow.
there you go.
Maybe she'll visit me in my dream with
Well,
James.
Yeah, I'll see if I could hook that up. I don't
Wow. Well, speaking of name dropping, you're right. We haven't even gotten to your pop culture segment, and that's when usually all
All the name dropping happens. Yes.
So she's done a pre-drop. Kim, would you like to share with us what you had?
Yeah, and we'll go through this. I don't know what we're at with time, but it won't take too long. So I just kind of went over my list. Like I'm going to do movies first.
Okay.
So
Okay.
right now, who hasn't? Rachel, you probably haven't seen it. Did you ever take the time to go see Top Gun?
No.
I have not either.
You haven't either. See, that really surprises me.
Really?
I figured that just because of the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Just the nostalgia.
It got great reviews.
It's a great
It's
movie.
gotten great reviews.
It's everything you want it to make you feel. Like,
Okay.
you know, I wouldn't say that it would be the same if our teenagers went to go see it.
Right.
It's everything that you want. That Tom Cruise, I think he's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Beep. But he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And he does, and it's you know, not Academy Award worthy, but it's got all the feels.
and the soundtrack probably
And the
makes it-
soundtrack, I couldn't believe how much they kept like this. Like they opened up with the do 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 do. You know, like the whole
Is it Danger Zone?
Danger Zone. Yeah,
Okay,
I know that
okay.
I was way off tune. But they opened up with that. They opened up with this. So it's the exact same story, but
Okay.
just a different take. I have to point out that Miles Teller, because he's all over TikTok
He
and
is.
he's kind of a nerdy actor.
Who is he?
They sexified him. That's all
That's
I have
what
to say.
everyone says.
And he was in Divergent. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. You have to look him up. And
Okay.
I should have done more research.
I saw him like on an interview, and I'm like, I've never seen that man before in my entire life.
And I don't know if my niece listens, but I know my sister-in-law listens. So I was at a party this weekend, and my niece, very cute, her name's Graciana, has a boyfriend named Elliot, really cute guy. He walks in with a Miles Teller, his name in the movie was Rooster, mustache. And I was like, kind of looked at Graciana, and we all were kind of giggling. She's like, oh no, I told him he had to grow that. Like I think we're going to be seeing a resurgence of like the skinny little mustaches.
Ew.
Oh, I've already been seeing them. Now they've been with mullets, so hopefully
But
that's gone.
I think
but-
because of Miles Teller, but some people can pull it off. So some people can pull it off. It was really, really good movie.
All right.
All right.
So I'm excited to go see, although I'm sorry, Tracy, I'm not a huge Elvis fan. I like younger Elvis. He's gorgeous.
Yes.
I'm very excited to see that movie. It
does
piqued my
look,
interest.
Very. Is it Moulin Rouge? The same
It
producer.
is, and I wrote it down because I
Okay.
wanted to say it right. Baz Luhrmann, Luhmann. We saw an extended preview when I saw Top Gun.
Right.
It's, if you're prone to seizures or anything, it might hurt your eyes. It's
Why?
one of those where it's just lights and weird
Flashing.
cinematography
Yeah.
and loud and colorful. I never saw Moulin Rouge, but I know that that's the way that he makes things.
Okay.
But somebody said, spoiler, that it really, really, there's a lot of emphasis on Tom Hanks, who is his manager,
Yes.
and that the story itself revolves around him.
Right.
But Austin Butler, I think that's his name, is, just the, what did I call it? Fantastical. That's kind of my
Yes.
word that I use when things are just bigger than life.
Right.
So I don't know. It just looks fun.
I thought it got good reviews, and then all of a sudden, Rob asked just last night. He's like, "Oh, Lillian, do you want to see the Elvis movie?" Because she said, "Yes, I want to see it with Zach Brown." And he's like, "Well, I just read a review, and it was they panned it. They said it was terrible." I'm like,
I haven't heard anything bad. I mean, I just think it's probably the music and the costumes and just that era.
Yeah, if you're going
It'd be
for
fun.
the fantasticalness of it all,
That's what
then
I
I
would be
think
seeing it
I think
for.
it would be there. Yeah.
And so one other movie that I thought that I never read the book, but I know that every woman in 2018 probably read the book, Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yeah, I did.
So that it's a book by Delia Owens, but the movie comes out, I believe, in the next month or so. And I'm glad that I haven't read it. And because I know it's kind of like a true crime type story, like
Yes.
something small town, country
It is
town.
small town crime. Yeah.
And it looks, I hope the adaptation is good because it
I've heard
looks
that it
really
is.
good.
So
So that's kind of on
yeah,
my,
let's go see that.
"Okay,
yeah. So real quick to music. I feel like besides the regulars, you're going to have your Zach Brown band. You're probably going to have Dave Matthews. We don't get a lot of interesting music traffic unless you are more into a little bit more eccentric, like Stevie Nicks was here not that long ago. Or I just don't think we get a lot of big names.
we don't."
I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe because I have teenage daughters that I know Shawn Mendes is coming in October, but I did see, and have any of you guys been to Holiday Park in Broad Ripple? It's like a nature
I
park,
know what you're
and
gonna
it's
say.
got like it's kind of like they call it ruins.
It's not. It's not in Broad Ripple. It's like
Well, I kind of looked.
it's down
off of-
Meridian.
It's off
It's like it's
because Joe said because I
Kind-
asked
kind of-
Joe. He said you would kind of consider it on the outskirts of Broad Ripple.
no, yeah.
So they have where I don't know if it's new or if it's something that they built into the park. It's called Rock the Ruins, and they've had some big names like I think Bruce Hornsby performed not that long
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, he did.
And Counting Crows are coming in July,
I did see that.
and
I think-
for our age group, that's a really big deal. Like
Yeah.
so,
I think Amos Lee was there too.
yeah. So I think some like names, not obviously big like headlining
Right.
people, but those kind of things.
So are you gonna go?
I'm going to go to one of the nights of the Counting Crows. It'll probably be, I'm not well with crowds, but I'm going to make it. They're my favorite, probably band of that era.
Okay,
Have you guys?
that seems like a
Are you inviting
Small-
us? Like I don't know what you're saying.
if you
Yeah.
like Counting Crows, I am inviting.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask if you guys had any upcoming like local concerts you were seeing here.
No, but I'm mad I missed Henry Lee Summer last Saturday.
where was he?
I would have liked it. I don't even care, haters. He
I-
was
no,
at a
I've seen him
winery
before.
in
Oh, I saw that. It was
somewhere.
in Martinsville.
Martinsville, and he was playing with a Mellencamp tribute band, and that would have been a pretty darn good show.
Interesting.
So
My
I missed
parents, and then they're 70. They're very into going out to Conner Prairie and seeing like tribute bands. They're having some really good ones this year. I think I forget what she said that I should have done my research better, but some good names.
So Connor Prairie has some too.
Yeah.
Well, Rob and I went to a place that I had seen a lot of ads for, but I didn't know anything about. It's the Hi-Fi Annex down in Fountain Square.
Yeah, I went there just recently.
You
I'm
have?
not near cool enough to even know what
Joe's
that
sister
is.
invited us, and it was what's the hard 80s rock? What's that?
Hairbangers
Yes.
Ball?
Baker's Ball. Yeah.
It was an interesting group of people.
Well, yeah, we went to see Cracker, which Cracker is a band from
didn't
the
know
early
Cracker.
90s that I loved.
Was it a band or is he Cracker?
It's a band.
Okay.
There's
I didn't know if it was just
two
the guy.
main people,
Yeah.
He had the one song that I loved. There was one hit song.
but he had a couple hits. They had a couple hit songs.
So they were there.
They were there. And I didn't know what the Hi-Fi Annex meant. It meant that it's an abandoned parking lot.
Yeah, it is. It's okay though. They had really like the bars and stuff that they had set up.
I know
fine.
it was fine. We brought chairs. We sat down. We were in the shade. We
Yeah.
had drinks. It was, but I felt like it was a really tiny crowd for a band that was that good
I
because they are
know.
really good. Like they still,
They sound good.
yes. And I was like, okay, for $20, that was a steal. So we did enjoy that. That was good. People watching. And then you mentioned Stevie Nicks. Lillian and I did go see Stevie Nicks. It was her that wanted to go see. I think Stevie Nicks is having a resurgence with younger people because she did a collaboration or something with Harry Styles
Yeah.
at Coachella
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
It introduced that group of people to that music.
Yes, and I like Stevie Nicks, and I knew the songs, but I don't know if I would have necessarily
Yeah.
gone to the concert. But I'll tell you what, she's 74 years old. She can flat out belt it out.
Okay, I didn't know she was that old. That's a little surprising. I don't know.
Well, she's
She's
an
got a
ageless
great, she's got a very
gypsy.
unique voice. I like her voice. a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, and I just thought, because her voice kind of sounded like it could be
It could have gone
10 packs
yeah.
of cigarettes shot back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I thought, well,
Good
Yeah.
for her.
well, she might be lip syncing. No, she was freaking killing it. I was impressed.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have any other concerts.
I know they're just not anything huge, or whatever. I mean, I like concerts, and I wish, I don't know, other people were touring, or coming here. So,
Okay.
so streaming. Let's just do it real quick. So, unless you live under a rock, you know that tomorrow the second installment of season 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh yes.
So it's just 2 episodes, but I think each of the episodes are almost 2 hours long, which I
Yes.
find really weird that they did it that way. I mean, maybe because you can binge it anyway, so who cares? And then season 5 will be the last installment. Rachel, you got me onto this. If people have HBO streaming, take the time to watch Barry. Bill Hader.
It's some of the best things on TV.
It's really and it's comedy yet dark. And so season 3 was just released. It's amazing.
It's insane.
It's insane and it's amazing. Each season got better. I'm a very big Handmaid's Tale.
I'm not because we're living in the Handmaid's Tale.
Well,
but
it's
yeah.
getting more real, let me tell you. Season 5 drops in September. And then I also like, just for my good old Hallmarky type thing, Virgin River. I've enjoyed it from the
It's
get-go.
so hokey, but I love it.
It's so good.
I
It's
watch
just,
it
it's
and I'm
good acting.
embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want people to know. But
And
it
I
is.
know I don't really talk about it either, but that's my, because
Season 1 was not as hokey. Season 2, it got really.
it's really, yeah. But, I think I
Over
like
the
the
edge.
setting
Yes.
of where they are, but it's July 20th. Then, me and my documentaries. I did end up watching the documentary called Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey about the whole
I
Warren
haven't
Jeff
watched
thing.
it yet.
It's just how they brought him down.
Who?
Warren Jeff's the
Mormon.
Mormon, but it's the Mormon part of the Mormon faith that believes in
Polygamy.
polygamy.
So just like the Under Banner of Heaven.
Yes.
Like
So that
in
was
real
an
life.
easy documentary on Netflix to watch, and it was really good.
the name again?
Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey.
Ooh, okay.
I started one, and I can't binge it because it's HBO, called Mind Over Murder. And I'd never heard of this story before, but 6 people were convicted of a 1985 murder of an elderly lady.
Ew.
And they were all put in jail. And then in 2009, they were exonerated by DNA. And it kind of goes how the prosecution convicted them in the first place. It's a very small town. I think it's called Beatrice. I don't know what state. It's sad.
Oh, that sounds sad.
But it's good. And then one I will not watch, but Tracy has watched, and it's local to us, is that crazy doctor, the fertility doctor, that
Is that what the documentary is
impregnated,
called?
and
That Crazy Doctor?
It's called Our Father. I won't watch it because I don't know. But anyways, that's another one that I would recommend, even though I won't watch it. But the story behind it, and that it's local to Indiana.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Kim. Well, and now I'm going to reveal our next book club selection. We have a lot of things to watch and read. We don't have time to be sitting here talking anymore. Okay, so next time we get together, we did go on a little field trip that we did plug on social media. And when we talk about that, we'll also talk about, maybe not the same one, but we will talk about the book club selection because I did get the book at our field trip location.
did you finish it?
No.
Okay.
You know I'm a slow reader. It could take...
Yeah.
I will give you my copy when I'm done so you don't have to buy it, but you might look to see if you can find it at the library because I'm slow. But anyway, the book club selection is a New York Times bestseller, and it is called The Book of Joy, Lasting Happiness in a Changing World by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And and this man, Douglas Abrams, the two met up, and he was with them kind of documenting their conversations about, their different faiths, but how they view joy and how to be happy in this life, even when things are hard, but finding and keeping the joy. So I think we all need a little bit of that. So yeah, The Book of Joy.
That sounds good.
All right. Then we'll talk about that later. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on Up for Grabs. We look forward to hearing about your recurring dreams and what they mean. And if you can figure out what it means that Tracy and Kim can walk on air in their dreams, just let us know. We look forward to having you back next time. Thank you for listening.